Hello, brothers and sisters of light and dark. Welcome to my page. My page is about common sense. I try to keep it down to the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, it's something very, very, very important. Not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT, people who are sensitive, people who are sticking the muds, people who don't like asking questions. These videos are not for you. I don't seek validation. I don't seek attention. And so, basically, that's just how it is. Okay. So, I do my videos for therapeutic purposes. Huh?
I'm done.
What you say?
It's God's name.
Y'all chew it and take it. You know? Okay. Wait a minute. I ain't getting to the video, okay? Here. And I'm gonna give you some breakfast. I make homemade breakfast all the time for my daughters. If you have any comments, questions, insults, or roast fest, you put it down below. This video is going to be about protecting porn, okay? Just protecting porn. Ever since I discovered porn back in the 80s into the 90s, Hugh Hefner and everybody else, I realized one thing. Protecting porn is very important for men's well-being and sexual gratification, okay? And though I made plenty of videos about porn, most alphas who create porn, okay, because I said this before, alphas are those who got videos, okay? A lot of guys can't contend with me. I'm boasting about it because that's true, okay? You know, a lot of guys are beta, or they want to be a beta alpha. They ain't neither of those things. They're just basically a beta. They're a beta in their emotions. They ain't getting no ass, okay? This is how it is, okay? So when I tell guys to step up their game and have some standards, record your, sexual gratifications, record everything because you shouldn't be afraid, okay? I tell guys that porn is in danger, especially in Western worlds where there's a lot of guys who are being controlled by effeminate people, okay? And there are a lot of effeminate people right now out there who don't like freedom of expression, okay? Just like the LGBT and also cancel culture, they don't like freedom of expression, okay? That's just common sense, right? So the people who have the most money in the world should fix that problem, because what it's going to come down to is that we're going to go back to medieval times. We don't need women being hanged up in trees or anything like that, right? So it's important to have porn, and people who have access to it should be able to watch it or express themselves, okay? And I think that's a very wise thing to do. Now, those people who have a problem with freedom of speech and freedom of choice, they basically need to protect their children. That's their job. And if the children somehow gets away from them, let them do what they want to do. This is what I have to say about those people who are a part of the cancel culture and LGBT communities who don't like people freely expressing themselves. Let's say, for instance, like Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is a comedian. You know goddamn well he's going to be joking about everything under the sun. And he's black, too. Okay? And he's black, okay? So, he's just joking around. Let it be a white person talking about nigga. People gonna get real emotional because that's recent, okay? That's like 500 years of slavery. You can't talk about nigga. You can't do that. That's why I tell my wiggers who want to be a nigga, okay, just don't say it. Don't say nigga unless you got an approval to say the word nigga, okay? All right? So there's different variations of it, but I'm not gonna go down the technicalities of it. But porn is very important. Freedom of speech is very important. So I made this video talking about the dangers of not having porn and also to protect porn, okay? So we already know this. As I see people, is arguing about the exploitation, which is not easily, that's not actually happening. It's not happening, okay? I don't believe in that's actually happening. I believe that the female made a decision and you're not exploiting her as long as she's of age and the person knows, because I get IDs. I do the ID, like Pornhub and other sites, they need verification. If you just show their bodies in any kind of way, then that's not exploitation, okay? That's not, to me, that's like the dark web, okay? There's always some sort of undermined shit that everybody have to go through a back door to see something. I've seen some horrific stuff. And I think that's exciting to actually be free to do whatever you please as long as you're trying to get away with it. And it's not breaking the law. But when people start to find a gray line, okay, And I'm like, yo, okay, if it was an underage child and the underage child recognizes that that's their body, they got to go through a whole process to prove and put that person in jail, right? I go by evidence. I don't like hearsay. You know, I just cut hearsay out of everything. Because if there's no evidence in the court of law, that's a corrupt system. When there's a bunch of people saying against one person, oh, this person did this and did this and this and this and that, and this person said they're setting me up, they got to make sure to prove that they're not trying to set that man up. Okay, because there's a lot of powerful men in the world, and you're next, okay? Because let's say you have a monopoly on something, and you're not Hugh Hefner, because Hugh Hefner wasn't no bad man at all, okay? Even though he may have been a little racist, I don't care about that. But everybody have their own perspective about things. I just think that if you don't protect the porn industry, you can't protect freedom of speech at all, okay? And if you can't protect the freedom of speech, they coming after your guns next. There are people out there who would say something like, you have guns, you're a terrorist. No, bitch, do you understand the history of having protection of yourself? You don't know nothing about that shit? There are people who are completely uneducated. America was formed because of that. The Native Americans didn't have enough sophisticated weaponry to protect themselves from foreign entities. And then I tell people, especially white folks, is like, you better stop going out in space, because we're going to find something that's way more stronger than us and take this fucking planet over. Stop going out there. Let's just protect our fucking world first. Let's do that. Let's do that first before we go out anywhere, because if we can't get along here, you can't be exploring nowhere. Have you watched Star Trek? Okay, The Next Generation. I know all of the crew. Jean-Luc Picard, okay, Captain Sisko, okay, I know the Deep Space Nine. All these things teach us a lesson in society, how we should protect one's and others' freedom of speech, because what's going to come down to it is that some sensitive motherfucker is going to say, oh, no, we can't have that. And that's a really dangerous thing. We can't have that. But I'm like, okay, you have option to not watch it, okay? Just don't watch it. All right? And then we got people who's being, very selfish, okay? And then they'll understand the psychology of a person. A person will call someone a pedophile without even knowing their background. That's terrible. That's just how it's going to come down to. And if that keeps continuously going on, especially through YouTube and Facebook, and you're censoring people, they're censoring real life doctors, and they call their knowledge a quackery when they are a doctor, that's what it's going to come down to. Oh, just because you're a real doctor, that don't mean that's the truth. But who knows who tells the truth about anything, right? Who tells the truth about anything if you want to take another doctor who got a degree and say COVID is false, okay? And it's just a common cold. What you going to do about that? So, the more what I'm saying here is that when we don't protect the things that is free, America won't be the same, okay? It's a corporation and everything is for sale, okay? But what should not be for sale is entertainment, okay? All right, we should just stay away from that. Y'all should just stay away from that shit. I can't do shit. I ain't no millionaire. I just know for sure that if you take down Netflix, Pornhub, you take down the press, you take down the media, nobody can speak no more. But it's very important to have people's perspective upon life and their idea of what they want to do, even if it sounds heinous as fuck. You should let them do what they want to do, as long as they're not forcing someone against their will, okay? Now, there's some evil people who will force people against their will, but at the same time, human beings force animals, and we eat animals. So, who sets the line of morality in this world? You know what I'm saying? If you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, I don't know what to say. But when porn is in danger, okay, and guys can't release themselves, we going back to the Stonehenge, baby. And women are going to suffer more. The minorities are going to suffer more. And then that's the pathology of it, what I see. Because when you take things away, something else will be a problem. And then that will have to be handled until it bursts, till the bubble bursts open, okay? But this is all unscripted, though. This is how I am. I'm a therapist, too, now. I get therapy from my own therapist. I got a therapist. I got a goddamn therapist. I don't say nothing to my therapist because he can't do shit for me, okay? I just take my medication when the voices get too loud, my sleeping pills, okay? But, I'm just the realest motherfucker on the internet. But I ain't breaking no laws. But somebody may say I'm breaking the law. You see how the cancel culture is? Somebody might get sensitive on something I said. I could be joking around and then, she should go to jail. He should spend life. Because they're being bigoted. They're being biased. I can't stand those type of people, man. And most of the time when you go into foreign countries, they're like that too. They're like that too. They're like really sensitive. So you gotta be careful when if you ever sold a CG anime, like something that looks realistic, they don't know what that shit is over in those countries. They're easily bamboozled. They don't know what technology is. Okay, so now you gotta be careful of showing things that to other countries. That's what the white man does most of the time. They use psychology more than any other race, and the Chinese are just the copycats. Okay, you know. So if I'm saying something that's wrong, please contact me. Okay, because there's people who don't want to talk and they be saying they thinking I'm wrong, and I did the research. Okay, but other than that, I'm out of here, guys. I hope you got my message about protecting porn. Okay, it's very important because I do porn. Okay, with the permission. Okay, of my superiors. Okay, and the person I'm doing it with. But of course, you can make a lot of money doing that shit. But you guys are not alpha. Okay, you're not alpha in my book. But anyway, you know how to contact me. You know my information. My credentials are down below. You all have a nice day. And don't be a hoe. Peace. Because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan.